an engineer's cap. They stayed here to the end, keeping the lights on and the ship under command. True heroes. Germany, 1910. A gift for a child who never reached her destination.
Put it back, Parker. This is her resting place.
A perfume bottle from 1912. The scent inside is frozen in time, protected by the freezing pressure of the abyss.
Argus 9 is in the water, commencing descent to the stern debris field.
There she is, the stern. It's a twisted nightmare of steel. The hull is peeling back like paper. The air inside must have exploded on the way down. Captain Stone, the center propeller, still holding its ground after 112 years. The poop deck. This is where the survivors gathered at the very end. It's so silent now. The gauges, they're still set to full stop. They knew there was no hope.
Structural collapse.
Pulling back!
The debris field. Every item here tells a story of a life interrupted. A child's shoe. Tannin in the leather is the only reason it's still here. Let's leave it in peace.
The rudder is still hard to port. They were trying to turn until the very last second.
Third-class cabins. This place was a maze. On the night of the sinking, it became a tomb.
Personal belongings, preserved by the cold and lack of oxygen. Someone's entire life was in that trunk. Human fingerprints are everywhere, even here. Someone was here recently, probably the 2004 expedition. Look at that, a brass lamp, still there, waiting for a power that will never come back. The sheer force of the impact, it snapped a bronze blade like a twig. The stern hit the bottom at nearly 50 miles per hour. The dining saloon. Thousands of meals were served here. Now, only the silt remains at the table. These Halomonas titanicae bacteria are literally eating the ship. In 20 years, the stern will be nothing but a red stain on the seabed. Rumors of a deck gun for self-defense. It was never confirmed in the manifest. But this base looks suspiciously military. These chains were snapped by the sheer force of the ship breaking apart. Thousands of tons of tension released in a split second. A piece of a coat. It's a haunting reminder. This wasn't just a ship. It was a physics at 3,000 meters is terrifying. This solid steel shaft was bent like a rubber band during the impact. A bicycle? Some child was looking forward to riding this in America. Now, it's just a monument to a dream lost at sea. A porcelain bathtub. It survived the fall, the pressure, and 112 years. It looks like it was placed there yesterday.
The Argus 9 is approaching a damaged deck chair, confirming the presence of a fabric fragment on the seat.
Kodak camera. Imagine the photos inside. If only the film had survived the pressure. Fine silver service in the middle of this chaos. It's a surreal contrast. The heart of the ship. These pistons produced 30,000 horsepower. Now, they're just monuments to a bygone era of steam. Fine dining in the engine room? Maybe someone's final meal. Or a souvenir from above. If only this Kodak could speak. The photos it took would be the most valuable in history. A milk warmer. It's a touching reminder. If only we could see the pictures taken on that fateful night.
Emergency! The whole section is going down! Argus, G-Heat out of there!
Visual regained. That was close. The silt is settling, but the structure is still groaning.
We found a breach. It leads to the steering gear room. Be extremely careful, the clearance is less than 2 feet.
Steady, steady, just an inch to the left. We're in. Entering the steering gear room.
An engineer's cap. They stayed here to the end, keeping the lights on and the ship under command. True heroes. The auxiliary helm, used only in emergencies. On that night, every system on this ship was tested to destruction. Is that a piano? Even in the chaos of the breakup, some things were preserved in the strangest ways.
It's seized shut. 112 years of salt water has welded it. What secrets are still locked inside?
Feathers, they're still here. And a silver hair clip. This was someone's private sanctuary before the nightmare began.
The laundry room. Even the most mundane tasks were professionalized on this ship. Now, time has washed everything away.
Argus 9, report. What's your status? Argus 9, this is Parker. Stand by for new instructions.
All it survived the impact and the depth. It's a chilling sight, still smiling after 112 years of darkness. Germany, 1910. A gift for a child who never reached her destination.
Put it back, Parker. This is her resting place.
The chain links are stretched like candy. The forces during the breakup were beyond anything we can simulate. Unbelievable. A crystal chandelier, intact. It's like the ocean wanted to preserve one small piece of the ship's elegance.
The aft bridge phone, one of the last lines of communication. No one answered that final call.
The crankshaft. It's built like a fortress, but the ocean twisted it like it was nothing. A stoker's flashlight, still set to ON. He was probably trying to find a way out in total darkness. Music in the middle of a disaster. Someone was trying to keep the spirits high until the very last record stopped. The wall was blown outwards. The air pressure inside just exploded as the stern plunged into the depths. A beret and a pipe. A final moment of relaxation for a passenger before everything turned into chaos. The first-class bathrooms. Luxury even in the smallest details. The perfume inside that bottle is a scent frozen in time. I have positive identification of the ladle, confirming the markings. Initiating retrieval protocol. The cold storage. Even here, class distinctions were maintained. The meat is gone, but the signs remain. A gentleman's fedora. He probably left it there to grab a life belt. Or maybe he just accepted his fate. The hull bent like rubber. The structural integrity of the stern failed in a split second as it hit the seabed. Papers, they're petrified. A passport, someone's hope for a new life, turned into stone by the abyss. The baggage hold.
Hundreds of dreams packed in trunks and crates, now just a field of debris at the bottom of the world.
The dynamo room. This was the source of light that kept Titanic alive until the very end. The cramped quarters of third class. For many, these small iron bunks were the only place they could call home on the Atlantic.
God, watch over us. Protect our child. Amen.
Music in the middle of a disaster. Wallace Hartley's band played until the very end. This violin is a milk warmer, a small comfort for a passenger on a cold Atlantic night. Now, it's just a relic of a life lost. The steering gears are shattered. The forces during the impact were beyond anything we can imagine.
I have eyes on a vintage Kodak. Proceeding with careful extraction protocol. The shutter button is visible.
Fine silver service in the middle of this chaos. It's a surreal contrast. An iron crib. The smallest passengers of Titanic. Their stories are the hardest to tell. A mirror that hasn't seen a face in over a century. A ghost of a reflection is all that remains. Now serving nothing but the sediment of time. Champagne for the celebration that never ended. These bottles are under 6,000 psi, yet they remain perfectly sealed. The hull bent like rubber. The structural integrity of the stern failed in a split second as it hit the seabed. Papers, they're petrified.
A passport.
Someone's hope for a new life, turned into stone by the abyss. The baggage hold. Hundreds of dreams packed in trunks and crates, now just a field of debris at the bottom of the world. The cramped quarters of third class. For many, these small iron bunks were the only place they could call home on the Atlantic. A perfume bottle from 1912. The scent inside is frozen in time, protected by the freezing pressure of the abyss. Thousands of meals were prepared here. Now, only the silverware remains to testify of the last dinner on Titanic. The stern flagpole. The flag of the White Star Line was the last thing to disappear beneath the waves.
The Argus 9 moves through the Titanic steering gear room, a graveyard of forgotten power.
What is that?
Argus 9, do you copy?
What are you seeing?
Visual confirmed on a pocket watch. The time has stopped.
Look at this. Look at this. It's a violin and strip reserve, and next to it, the gloves.
The auxiliary bridge. Every system was locked in place during the descent. Titanic's last commands are still here, in brass and steel, red velvet. It has survived 112 years under the sea. A silent testament to the luxury that was Titanic. A stoker's flashlight, still set to ON. He was probably trying to find a way out in total darkness. Food for the journey. These cans are still perfectly preserved, holding the last provisions of Titanic. The aft bridge phone, one of the last lines of communication. No one answered that final call from the bridge. Captain Stone, a typewriter. A passenger's tool for work or a final letter home. The keys are frozen mid-sentence. A porcelain doll, smiling in the ruins. It's a haunting image of innocence lost in the middle of this devastation.
Command, this is Argus 9. We found it.
It's the grand piano and a handkerchief with the initials JA.
The force of the impact was so great it tore through solid steel floors. These shoes are all that's left of a journey that ended in darkness. The main switchboard. All the power of the stern was controlled here. The copper is as bright as the day it was made. A child's stroller. They were heading to America for a better life. Now, it's just a tragic relic on the ocean floor. Salted meats. The pressure of the abyss has petrified them. They are literally fossilized memories of Titanic's kitchen. The stern hit the ocean floor with enough force to turn steel into confetti. These shoes tell a story of a final desperate step. Magic at the bottom of the sea. These decks of cards were meant to amuse. Now they're just fossils of a vanished entertainment. If only this Kodak could speak. The photos it took would be the most valuable in history.
Entering the main breach. The ocean is literally breathing here. Stay sharp, Argus. This is the heart of the shadow.
We are inside the turbine casing. The copper blades are still there, frozen in mid-rotation since 1912. Look at that break. The torque required to snap this solid steel shaft is unimaginable. Titanic was torn apart. Third-class cabins.
This is where the stern took its worst damage. It was a violent end for everyone here. The implosion was absolute. The air inside had no way out, so it simply tore the ship apart from the inside.
Look at that porcelain. Not a single scratch.
It's like they were waiting for someone to serve the next course. A luxury bathtub, still attached to its deck. A silent monument to a world that sank into the dark. Industrial dreams for the new world. All crushed under 5 miles of ocean. A safe from the purser's office, locked forever with whatever secrets it holds. The aftermast. It was the last thing the people on the poop deck clung to before the water took them.
Today, the poop deck is a shadow of its former self, eaten away by the deep sea.
Can you hear that? It's like the ghosts of the past are still whispering in these corridors. One of the wing propellers. The force that ripped this off its shaft was catastrophic.
The stern fell faster than the bow, reaching a terminal velocity of 50 miles per hour.
The impact was so violent, it turned the ship's structure into a twisted mess of steel.
The rivets failed first. They were too brittle in the freezing water, allowing the plates to peel apart.
Metallurgy was her fatal flaw.
Wait, I see something silver. It looks like a pocket watch, still tucked into a gap. We'll leave it where it belongs, part of the Titanic forever. Heading back to the upper decks, the final survey of the day starts now. Remnants of previous expeditions. We are not the first to visit this grave, and we won't be the last. Arms secured, powering down secondary systems. It's time to go home. We leave her here, in the cold and the dark, a broken monument to an era that will never return. Passing 1,000 meters, marine life is becoming visible. We are getting closer to the surface. There's the sun, a welcome sight after 8 hours in the abyss. Behind the steel and the physics are the stories of the souls who lived their final moments in the stern.
Every time we visit her, we learn something new. But the ocean always keeps the biggest part of the secret to herself.
Stern remains a silent witness to a tragedy that time cannot erase.